Everybody knows you have to stay connected with your top A-book client in a way that's unique, that's different than what everybody else does, but you really don't want to spend a lot of time doing it. One of the things we do is we create these beautiful magazines. Almost any single one of your top most important clients knows 3 or 5 people that are just like them. And that's our strength, is to be able to help you be liked, known, and trusted in a way that's really basically, number one, unique, but more importantly, turnkey and cost effective. We'll put you on the cover of your own beautiful magazine as a way to stay apart from all the competition that's out there. But more importantly, each magazine can be customized right down to the individual client.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with Andrew Saksa, Senior Vice President at ReminderMedia. Andrew, how are you today?
Oh, I'm fantastic, Andrew. Nice to spend some time with you here this morning.
Excellent. Hey, I appreciate you spending some time with us on Business Ninjas. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and about ReminderMedia.
Sure. So I run our financial services division and have run the division now for 10 years. Holy cow. But anyway, the exciting thing about what we do, and we've been around for 20 years, working with over 140,000 business professionals, really do a couple of key things. Stay connected with their most important relationship to generate more referrals, close more deals, retain more clients. So that really is our specialty. And ultimately, our goal is to have that business professional live a life of freedom. So never have to really think about what they should send, when they should send it, how it's going to impact their business. We try to take care of all that business for them. And we've been a Inc. 5,000 fastest growing company now for 5 years, about 380 employees, doing about $80 million worth of revenue. So it's been great so far. I've been really grateful and blessed to be part of this organization, and I love our mission, and I'm excited to work with you to share a little story here.
Excellent. Hey, it's exciting to know that your working situation is so good that 10 years felt like 3.
Yeah, exactly. There you have it.
And what's your background? How did you come to be Senior Vice President at ReminderMedia?
Sure. So, it's one of those things where I spent 20 years in this industry, the financial services industry. So I know a lot of different things about it, but it is an evolving, ever-changing industry. So one of the great things about being part of this company is you get to be part of that progress, right? Whether it's the AI, whether it's the latest trend, a lot of folks don't understand, but, we really are a top 10 publisher in the United States. One of the things we do is we create these beautiful magazines. They're 48 pages, glossy, hardstock, double coated. And when people usually hear, wait a sec, you're in the print industry and you've been doing this for 20 years and you guys are growing at 30% a year, how's that even possible? I thought print was dead, right? But the funny thing is, we'll send out 18 million magazines this year. So that does put us as a top 10 publisher. And the reason why we have so much success is it really doesn't matter who you are. If you're a business professional looking to grow your business, almost any single one of your top most important clients knows 3 or 5 people that are just like them. And that's our strength, is to be able to help you be liked, known, and trusted with all those friends, family members, potential opportunities for you in a way that's really basically, number one, unique, but more importantly, turnkey and cost effective.
Relationships are everything in the business world, right? In the digital media, we're trying to convince Google of your expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. You're still going about it in print. I mean, and it's still working in 2024. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
What's the origin story of ReminderMedia? When did they start doing this?
So it's one of my favorite stories in the world. So Stephen Acree, who's our founder, grew up son of missionaries, so poor that he literally had to use duct tape on his sneakers to be able to play basketball. And when you're a kid, that stuff is pretty difficult to overcome. Most people don't. And lo and behold, Stephen has taken this company and really created one of the most unique products from a garage and grown it to where we are. And now, of course, we don't owe any money to anyone, which is great. You're never beholden to shareholders or anyone else, no debt. And the exciting thing about it is every day I get a chance to work with some of the most innovative, unique, passionate people about helping others grow their business. And I think that really is the success of Reminder Media. It really has never, ever been about, how much money do we make, putting ourselves ahead of our clients. It's always been about how do we help our clients live that life of freedom and do it in a way that, is more cost effective than really almost anybody. So that's kind of our origin. Well, we did start in Huntington Beach, California in a garage. So we are the ultimate garage story. And now we're located here in beautiful King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, second largest mall in the country.
Not a lot of surfers in King of Prussia.
No, sir.
But I know that mall well. My brother and I got lost in it in the 70s when we were kids. It took about 2 hours for my parents to find us, but that is a hard left turn, as they say.
That's great.
Tell us a little bit, get a little more granular about how Reminder Media does what they do and who they're serving. What verticals do you service?
Sure. So my expertise is obviously the financial services side, right? So I work with financial advisors, insurance agents, and mortgage lenders. And we've been blessed with our partnerships, working with LPL as a vendor affinity partner, Ameriprise as a partner. Almost every major financial institution in the country uses Reminder Media or is partnered with Reminder Media to help them grow their business. So for us, for me, I should say, really, those are my primary verticals. But we started in real estate. So we work with over 40,000 real estate agents. Most of you who are probably on this podcast have seen maybe our American Lifestyle magazine or Good to Be Home magazine, very, very popular with the real estate community. And like I say, we work in 140 different verticals. So almost any business professional who's interested in growing their business by, like you say, being liked, known, and trusted. We're a great tool to be able to use, but those are our primary verticals for sure.
And what are the most common problems you're solving for these clients?
Yeah. So, everybody knows you have to stay connected with your top A-book client in a way that's unique, that's different than what everybody else does, but you really don't want to spend a lot of time doing it, right? You want to be able to set something and forget it, but let it still have huge impact. And that really is our success. We'll put you on the cover of your own beautiful magazine as a way to stay apart from all the competition that's out there. But more importantly, each magazine can be customized right down to the individual client. So just imagine, Andrew, if you had maybe a grandkid that just graduated, elementary school, or, it was maybe your first grandbaby, right? What a great thing if your realtor, your financial advisor would send you a magazine that literally said right there in that inside cover, "Hey, Andrew, congratulations on that beautiful grandbaby. We should probably get together and see if there's anything we can do to help you out, set the table for a successful life for that grandchild." Just amazing to be able to connect with people with that level of customization for less than the cost of a Hallmark card, and do it where, again, it's not tying you up, not tying up your people, really where it's turnkey, it's compliance approved, and it's effective for you to be liked, known, and trusted, like we talked about. The old Zig Ziglar. Gotta be liked, gotta be known, gotta be trusted.
Yeah. Did you say less than the cost of a Hallmark card?
Yes, sir. So that really is one of the most exciting things about our product. Like I said, obviously gorgeous, 48 pages, fully customized. You even get the back covers inside and out. So if you had a great relationship with maybe a church or a charity, you could feature that. If you had a great maybe center of influence that you work closely with, I'll use the financial advisor. Let's say they have a good relationship with an estate planning attorney or CPA, and they want to co-brand and make sure that they're always in that office. Here's what's great about it. The magazine, fully customized and delivered right to that client. $4.99 per magazine with only a minimum order of 50 magazines. So nobody's breaking the bank to try me out one single time to show them how I can help grow their business. And again, because I wanted to do something extra special, with this podcast and for you, Andrew. So for any of the listeners that are interested in maybe taking advantage of this, I'm going to do a special promo at the end, and we'll see if we can help folks, again, live that life of freedom that we're all seeking. Right, Andrew?
Hey, the all elusive work-life balance.
Amen.
Excellent. Excellent. I think I already have some of the answers, but what differentiates you from your competition, or do you have competition in this space?
Yeah, so that's a great question, right? There aren't that many people that can create such a unique, customized magazine with 4 different magazines to choose from to connect with their client at that relationship level, like we talked about. But more importantly, where they have the partnership already at the enterprise level with a lot of these major organizations, so the compliance approval is simple, right? That's really one of the biggest hangups that a lot of financial advisors face. For maybe a realtor, it's not as much, right? For maybe a different business owner, it's not as much. But the thing that's unique about us is because we've been doing this for 20 years, we're a huge content producer. So in addition to the magazine, which is definitely, our flagship product, we have a digital version of the magazine. We have tools that can actually help you figure out what's going on in your client's life as a way to be able to, maybe predictively analyze who you should send this magazine to. We have over 3,500 branded posts for social media that, again, will do all the sequencing. So you don't have to be an expert at social media. I, for sure, am not an expert at social media, but I can tell you our coaches are. And then even going beyond that, I know you're right now out there in beautiful Williamsburg. There's some really cool things that are happening around town. We'll even professionally curate all the great events going on local to you, send that out to your clients every 2 weeks as a way to, again, engage with your client and be omnipresent, right? You're on the coffee table, you're in their text message, you're in email, you're on their social media. Now, all of a sudden, you're everywhere. And when that client decides that they need to use somebody that does what you do, they're not going to seek anybody else. They're going to go directly to you, right? And to be able to do all of that where it's turnkey, like I said, more importantly, it's cost effective and it does have that big impact. That's very, very valuable these days, especially.
Hey, I love the approach. We're all about connective tissue. I think that's the thing that we excel at the most here. And obviously that's what you're doing in a modernized old school way. It's still tactile. You're sitting in the doctor's office. You got time on your hands. There's a magazine right there that's connecting you to things in your community you may not have known about. So I truly appreciate the approach. Tell me, COVID was, kind of an atom bomb on a lot of businesses. Tell me about the opportunities and the challenges of sustaining and growing ReminderMedia through COVID.
Well, I got to tell you, the COVID story is one of the best stories that I've ever experienced here from a business standpoint, right? I mean, obviously COVID was a huge thing here in this country and throughout the world. But for ReminderMedia specifically, we believe that we should only hire people local to King of Prussia, within 10, maybe 15 miles. And it was great. We grew our company consistently. But when COVID hit and they told us we all had to go remote, and we were able to do that very, very quickly, thank goodness. Again, great leadership. What happened was we realized that now we can hire people throughout the country and we can expand hours of operation, right? Because if you're not just Eastern time zone, now you can have people out there on the West Coast that can work till 6 o'clock their time. So it gives you better hours. But more importantly, our business exploded. The talent that we were able to bring into our organization was absolutely tremendous. So not only did we get better hours, got great people, and timing wise, holy cow, it couldn't have been better. So our business actually jumped tremendously from COVID. And again, I would never wish another COVID on anybody ever again. But boy, we were truly blessed and fortunate that we were able to not only survive it, but really thrive in that environment. So great question. Thank you, Andrew.
Hey, opportunities adversity builds character, right? You have an
Sure.
opportunity, and you guys obviously made plenty of lemonade at the time. So appreciate it. I know this may sound like a lot, but what role has content played in the growth of your business? I mean, you guys produce content to help other people grow. Tell me about it in the context of your business.
So content is everything for us, right? These days you hear so much about it, but it really is true. How do you, as again, I'll use maybe a Medicare insurance agent. If you're a Medicare insurance agent, you're trying to reach people that are turning 65 to help them with their open enrollment, to help them with their Medicare needs. It's a huge thing, right? 10,000, 11,000 people every single day turning 65. How do you connect with that person that's turning 65 with meaningful content to engage with them at a level that other people can't? So because of the fact that we're such a large content producer, you've been doing this 20 years, sending out 18 million magazines, sending out millions and millions of digital magazines every single month. For the insurance agent, their typical mind frame is, okay, I'm going to reach out to my clients and wow them with all my expertise in what's going on in the insurance world for Medicare. That's great. You got to be an expert. You should do that. But I would tell you, if you change your approach to have 80% of your content be relationship driven, all of a sudden you're not viewed as somebody that's just interested in a transaction, but you're almost viewed as somebody that's an extended family member, right? So here's what's great about what we do from a content perspective. All that content, massive amounts of content, is all created for you to be able to connect with your families or with your clients' family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. The old Ford method. Because if you can connect with your clients' family, occupation, recreation, and dreams, I'm telling you, your relationship is on the most solid ground. And the best example I have of this is every year we do what's called a pet edition. So it's so popular that it goes through all 4 of our magazines. We have a business in action magazine that's geared towards business leaders. Guess what? We put pet information in that magazine because let's face it, people like their animals more than they like their kids half the time, Andrew. So
Ouch, but
so content is truly our
you know,
success story.
again, if you're talking about the Medicare and Medicaid audience specifically, it's a generation that isn't necessarily so trustworthy of digital media, right? So putting it physically in their hand when they're at the doctor's office, which they're now doing more often than ever, is ingenious. It's the way they've been taking in information for the last 50 years.
Andrew, let me blow your mind. So let's talk about this. You hit the nail on the head better than almost anybody I ever talked to. Again, just to flash this magazine, imagine if you used our Start Healthy with articles on diet, fitness, and exercise, and you're a Medicare agent, and you're on the front cover, and now you co-brand with their trusted medical professional, their doctor, their pharmacist, their chiropractor on the back cover of the magazine. And now that client of that, medical professional walks in. Doctor, my wife works at a doctor's office, right? She knows probably better than anybody. There's almost never a time where you walk in for your 10 a.m. doctor's appointment that the doctor's standing there at 10 a.m. saying, "All right, come on back." It doesn't happen. It would never happen. So imagine this. Now you're that patient. Like you said, you've been looking on your phone for a couple of minutes, or you're done with the phone. You figured out everything that's going on in the wild world of social media. You're ready to look down on that coffee table. Now they see you, the insurance agent. They're getting ready to turn 65 with their trusted medical professional on the back cover of the magazine. Where does your credibility go as far as being an agent? So yeah, such a great point. Thank you, Andrew.
Oh, no. Hey, it makes a lot of sense to me. Again, when you say you're in the print media business in 2024, I know you and I've spoken previously. Whenever I walk by an old school newsstand, I don't understand how they continue to exist. If you're not at an airport in a place where people need something to occupy some time, I don't see anyone buying magazines or newspapers anymore. So I don't understand. And most of that content is available online anyway. But in the context of what you're doing, it's timely. It's connective tissue. It's important. It makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, and we'll just drive it home a little bit here. Again, if you're turning 65, like you said, you're more likely to appreciate a magazine than anyone else. And the nice thing about it is when this magazine shows up in your mailbox, right? It's not a newspaper or, maybe a postcard or maybe, something that, again, you and I probably would take and put right there in that circular file. With this, because it's such high quality, it literally will make it from that mailbox past that dreaded trash can, get you up on that coffee table and stay there. Average shelf time of the magazines, 4 to 6 weeks. And if you're right there on that coffee table and your pickleball buddy stops over and says, "Hey, I'm turning 65. Who should I work with?" If your client can just reach down the coffee table, grab your magazine and hand it to them, and our magazine gets passed to 3 or 4 people per magazine on average, imagine the odds of you being able to bring that person on as a client. So much easier.
Excellent. All right. Look down the road a year from now. What are some things you'd like to be celebrating personally and professionally?
So I love Italy. So my goal for next year is to acquire our first property in Italy. That's one thing that we go every single year. I'm going again in April. So really excited to make that one of our goals for next year is to have our first property there. And then professionally, my goal is to work with over 15,000 insurance agents this year. So it's not that big of a move for me, but it is definitely something that's on my radar. And it's something that's important to me because, again, I'm getting up there. I'd like to actually have an agent that knew what they were talking about when it comes to guiding me through this process. So if I can help more agents be successful, and when you really look at the insurance industry, it's a tough business. The first 3 years of an insurance agent's life are probably the most important because unfortunately, 92% of agents that get in the business don't make it past the first 3 years. So it's a tough hurdle. It's the same thing in real estate. Just so you know, it's also not quite as bad, but it's up there for financial advisors. So if I can help more agents in 2025 make it, really make it, and do it in a way where it's turnkey, it's cost effective so that they can live that life of freedom, I'm going to be real happy with what we were able to achieve. So that's my big goals for next year.
Excellent. Hey, just this morning, I saw an article about a town in Sardinia that is offering 1-cent fixer-up homes to Americans specifically. In response to our election, they want to court Americans. So they have cheap rentals for digital nomads. They have turnkey homes for $100,000, but they have fixer-uppers for €1.
That's funny. They outdid Sicily, right? Italy had for years, especially it started in Sicily, where they had the €1 property that you had to fix up. So they've beat them by 99 cents. I love that. And Sardinia is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, is there a more beautiful place on the planet? Those beaches and water. Oh my Lord, you've inspired me, Andrew.
Well, hey, please tell us, where can people find Reminder Media? What's your URL and what social media outlets are you using as well?
Fantastic. So first and foremost, since this is a podcast, I'm going to tout our Stay Paid podcast. Tremendous resource for agents and advisors. Check it out. Luke Acree, who's the president of the company, and Josh Stike, who's our CMO, do an amazing job on that podcast. ReminderMedia.com is our URL, as you mentioned. Thank you for doing that. And of course, my name being Andrew Saksa, you can always reach out to me directly. I run all of our enterprise, most of our business development stuff, especially all the business on the financial side. And 484-804-2963 will have my phone ringing. So call me direct anytime. So Andrew, as I told you, I wanted to do something really impressive here as a no-brainer opportunity, special promotion for some of the folks that are listening today. Here's what I'm willing to do. Anybody that would like to take advantage of this promotion, I'm going to put up a QR code to scan, and the great news is I'm going to waive that $300 sign up. Anybody that wants to come on board, again, scan that code, give me a call directly, and we will waive that $300 sign up. That's my thank you to you, Andrew, and all the listeners.
That's fabulous. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Andrew Saksa of ReminderMedia, a distinct pleasure to have you with us today on Business Ninjas. All the best to you and yours, and continued success. And if you reach your goals, a couple things happen. A lot of people thrive, and the world's a better place. So I appreciate what you do. All the best to you.
Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate you, sir.
Be well.